This job will disappear within 3 years. That's the claim you've probably seen somewhere online. I went and checked what the actual data says, and the real answer is more interesting than either a flat yes or a flat no. The job in question, customer service representative. Right now, about 2.8 million people in the US do this job. Here's the claim driving the headline. A circulating figure says 80% of customer service roles are projected for automation, potentially displacing 2.24 million of those 2.8 million jobs. That's the version of this story that gets clicks. Here's what the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics actually projects. Customer service representative employment is expected to decline 5%, not 80%, over an entire decade, from 2024 to 2034. And even with that decline, the government still projects roughly 341,000 job openings every single year in this occupation, mostly from people retiring or transferring out, not new growth, but real ongoing churn. So now we have three numbers for the same question. The government says 5% decline over 10 years. Forrester, an industry research firm, predicts 49% of current customer service jobs lost to AI by 2030. And the circulating online claim says 80% already by 2025. Same job, wildly different numbers. The gap exists because these aren't measuring the same thing. The government counts net employment, jobs that actually exist, including replacement hiring. Industry forecasts often count something different: the percentage of customer interactions that AI is technically capable of handling, which is a measure of task automation, not headcount. Those two numbers can both be true at once and still tell completely different stories. But here's what makes this more than an academic argument. Real companies are already moving fast. Klarna's AI assistant automated 2/3 of all customer service chats within the first month of launching. Salesforce cut its support headcount from 9,000 to about 5,000, 4,000 roles, as its Agentforce AI system took over routine conversations. Verizon cut more than 13,000 employees in late 2025. A former employee said certain teams had spent over a year training the AI troubleshooting systems that were later used to justify cutting their own positions. And in early 2026, Block, the company behind Square and Cash App, explicitly cut roles across customer support, compliance, and mid-level management, citing AI maturity directly, not vague restructuring language. Here's the metric driving all of this. Containment rate, the percentage of customer contacts resolved entirely without a human. High-volume consumer contact centers are projected to hit 80% containment within 5 years. Lower-volume business-to-business support is projected closer to 70% because those cases tend to be more complex. Now here's the part most of this conversation leaves out. Gartner is predicting that a meaningful share of these AI-led layoffs reverse by 2027. Companies are starting to rehire, often under different titles: solution consultant, trusted advisor, because cutting headcount based purely on what AI can technically attempt isn't the same as actually solving customer problems well. Air Canada was held legally liable after its chatbot gave a passenger incorrect information. Other companies have taken real reputational damage when automated systems mishandled complex or emotionally charged situations. AI's failure mode isn't subtle. Wrong information, missing context, no real empathy, exactly the situations customers remember and complain loudest about. IKEA took a different approach entirely. Instead of mass layoffs, they retrained more than 8,500 customer service reps into interior design advisors, letting AI absorb the routine inquiries while people moved into higher value, harder to automate work. So here's the honest verdict on the original claim. This job is not disappearing within 3 years, not in the literal sense of the role ceasing to exist. The government's own 10-year projection says otherwise, and real annual hiring volume backs that up. but it is being hollowed out and restructured faster than slow, decade-scale government projections can fully capture. And the companies moving fastest are already finding out that cutting headcount based on what AI can technically do isn't the same as getting the outcome right. The realistic shift isn't extinction. It's compression at the bottom and a narrower set of higher-paid roles at the top, people supervising AI systems, handling only the complex and emotionally difficult cases AI consistently fails at. If you're in this field or training for it, three things matter more than the headline number. 1. The entry-level, high-volume, simple-ticket tier is genuinely shrinking. That part of the claim is real. 2. The skills that survive are judgment, de-escalation, and AI supervision, not script reading. 3. Watch the rehiring trend as closely as the layoff headlines, because the companies cutting fastest right now are also the ones most likely to be quietly rehiring under a different title within 2 years. Quick recap. The 80% claim isn't the real number. The government's real number is 5% over a decade. But real companies, Klarna, Salesforce, Verizon, Block, are cutting customer service roles right now, faster than that 10-year average suggests. And some of that is already starting to reverse because the AI version of the job isn't fully working yet. If breaking down the real data behind big scary job headlines like this is useful to you, subscribe. See you in the next one.